जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी जय गोपीजन वल्लभा गिरिवरधारी यशोदानंदन व्रजजनरंजन यशोदा नंदन व्रजजनरंजन जमुनातीरावनचारि जमुनातीरावनचारि हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे जय राधा माधव जय राधा रास बिहारी राधे जय गौरांगी बैंगलोरीश्वर गौरांगी जय जगन्नाथ जय बलदेवा जय सुभद्रा जय सुदर्शन जय लक्ष्मी नरसिंह जय अनंत देव प्रहलाद नरसिंह जय अनंत देव जय निताय चैतन्य निताय चैतन्य जय निताय चैतन्य जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय प्रभुपाद जय जय गुरुदेव जय जय गुरुदेव निताय गौर हरि बोल निताय गौर हरि बोल गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल हरि नाम संकीर्तन महायज्ञ की जय जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्रजाचार्य स्तोत्र शत His Divine Grace Abhay Charanarvinda Bhakti Vedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada ki jai. ISKCON founder Acharya, BBD founder Acharya, Savior of the whole universe, Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Om Vishnupad Paramahamsa Parivrajacharya Stotra Shata. His Divine Grace Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnav Vrinda ki jai. Namacharya Srila Haridas Thakur ki jai. जय श्री रूप सनातन भट्ट रघुनाथ श्री जीव गोपाल भट्टदास रघुनाथ शत गोस्वामी प्रभुगण की जय प्रेम से कहो श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासदि गौर भक्त वृंद की जय जय श्री श्री राधा कृष्ण चंद्र गोपीनाथ श्याम कुंड राधा कुंड गिरि गोवर्धन की जय मथुरा वृंदावन धाम की जय मायापुर नवदीप धाम की जय श्री क्षेत्र श्री जगन्नाथपुरी धाम की जय गंगा माई की जय जमुना माई की जय कावेरी माई की जय भक्ति देवी की जय तुलसी महारानी की जय समवेत गौर भक्त वृंद की जय निताई गौर प्रेमानंदे हरि हरि बोल All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories to the assembled devotees, Hare Krishna. All glories and glories and glories and glories to Sri Guru and Gauranga, Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudirajet. Nastaprai Shabhadreshu Nityam Bhagavatam Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naistiki. Mukam karoti vachalam pangulangaitim grim yatkripatamaham vande Shri Gurudentarinam Paramanandam Madhavam Shri Chaitanya Ishwaram Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, we welcome all the devotees to this Sunday. The morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion, and we are continuing our discussion from the fourth canto. Today we're going to be taking the ninth chapter, and the verse number is 11. Okay. The fourth canto is titled The Creation of the Fourth Order. Bhaktim muhu pravartanam tvai me prasango huyadananta mahatam amala sayanam yena jo sabandhanam uru vyasanam bhavadim nisei bhavad guna kathamritapanamata bhakti muhum pravatam tvai me prasango Uyadananta mahata mamala tashayanam yene jo salabandhanam uru vyavasanam pavapti nishe bhavat guna kathamrita panamattaha bhaktim muhu pravatanam tvaima prasango uyadananta mahata mamala tashayanam nama yena na jasolabandhanam uru vayasanam bhavabhatim nise bhavat guna kathamrita panamata. Word to word translation. Bhaktim, devotional service. Muhu, constantly. Pravahatam, of those who perform. Vai, unto you. Me, my. Prasanga, intimate association. Huyat, may it become. Ananta, oh, limited. Mahatam, of the great devotees. Amala Asyanam, whose hearts are freed from material contamination. Yena, by which. Anjasa, easily. Ulbanam, terrible. Uru, great. Vyasanam, full of dangers. Bhava Abadim, the ocean of material existence. Nese, I shall cross. Bhava, your. Guna, transcendental qualities. Katha, pastimes. Amrita, nectar and eternal. Pana, by drinking. Matta, mad. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. Dhruv Maharaj continued, O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly, as the waves of the river constantly flow. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in the uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I shall surely be able to cross the nascent ocean of material existence, which is filled with the waves of blazing, fire-like dangers. It will be very easy for me, for I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastimes, which are eternally existent. Purport by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada, Jai Srila Prabhupada. The significant point in Dhruv Maharaj's statement is that he wanted the association of pure devotees. Transcendental devotional service cannot be complete and cannot be relishable without the association of devotees. We have therefore established the International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Anyone who is trying to be aloof from this Krishna Consciousness Society and yet engage in Krishna Consciousness is living in great hallucination. For this is not possible. From the statement of Dhruv Maharaj, it is clear that unless one is associated with the devotees, his devotional service does not mature. It does not become distinct from material activities. The Lord says, Sata prasanga mama piratyamo bhavanti ritakarna prasayana. Bhagavatam 3.25.25. Only in the association of pure devotees can the words of the Lord Krishna be fully potent and relishable to the heart and ear. Dhruv Maharaj explicitly wanted the association of devotees. That association in devotional activities is just like the waves of an incessantly flowing river. In our Krishna Consciousness Society, we have full engagement 24 hours a day. Every moment of our life is always busily engaged in the service of the Lord. This is called incessant flow of devotional service. A Mayavadi philosopher may question us. You may be very happy in the association of devotees, but what is your plan for crossing the ocean of material existence? Dhruv Maharaj's answer to that is not very difficult. He clearly says that this ocean can be crossed very easily if one simply becomes mad to hear the glories of the Lord. Bhavad Guna Katha, for anyone who persistently engages in hearing the topics of the Lord from Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Srimad Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita, who is actually addicted to this process. Just as one becomes addicted to intoxicants, it is very easy to cross the nescience of the material existence. The ocean of material nescience is compared to a blazing fire, but to a devotee, this blazing fire is insignificant because he is completely absorbed in the devotional service. Although the material world is blazing fire, a devotee, it appears full of pleasure. Viswam Purna Sukhayate. The purport of the statement by Dhruv Maharaj is that devotional service in the association of devotees is the cause of the development of further devotional service. By devotional service only, one can be elevated to transcendental planet, Golok Vrindavan. And there also, there is only devotional service. For the activities of devotional service, both in this world and in the spiritual world, are one and the same. Devotional service does not change. The example of a mango can be given. If one gets an unripe mango, it is still a mango. And when it is ripe, it remains the same mango, but it has become more tasteful and relishable. Similarly, there is devotional service performed according to the direction of the spiritual master and the injunctions and the regulative principles of the Shastras, and there is devotional service in the spiritual world rendered directly in association with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, but they are both the same. I want to repeat this. Yeah, it is still a mango, and when it ripes, it remains the same mango, but it has become more tasteful and relishable. Similarly, there is devotional service performed according to the direction of the spiritual master and the injunctions and the regulative principles of the Shastra. And then there is devotional service in the spiritual world rendered directly in association with Supreme Personality of Godhead. But they are both the same. There is no change. The difference is that one stage is unripe and the other is ripe and more relishable. It is possible to mature in the devotional service only in the association of devotees. Om Tat Sat Om Agyana Timirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurur Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhistam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Adamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Yuta Padakamalam Shri Gurum Vaishnavamscha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunatam Vitam Tam Sajivam Sadvaitam Savadutam Parijana Saitam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhamtamscha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostute. तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानु सुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्त स्वामिनिति नामिने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवासादि गौर भक्त वृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे. Welcome all the devotees to this morning Srimad Bhagavatam discussion. And here we are seeing the prayers of Dhruva Maharaj. And Dhruva Maharaj is very eloquently speaking about the glories of the pastime, the glories of the personality of Godhead. And he is also talking about the association of the devotees, which is very, very important. So when the association of devotee happens, our spiritual life takes off. It takes off very well. So Dhruva Maharaj here is talking about getting the association of the devotees. Just give me 1 minute. And the devotees of the association is so important that even when the Lord is not around, the devotees can sail us through. So in the purport, Srila Prabhupada very nicely explains about. So the purport starts with the significant point that Dhruva Maharaj makes is that he wanted the association of pure devotees. And Dhruva Maharaj is so emphatically saying that transcendental devotional service cannot be complete and cannot be relishable without the association of devotees. So you can't be staying in a house and chanting 24 hours, which is not practical. And that's why Srila Prabhupada, in the later part of the shloka or later part of the purport, quotes that, we established this International Society for Krishna Consciousness only for this. Well, right in the translation, Dhruva Maharaj says that please bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental loving service constantly. Who are great devotees again? And what is transcendental service? Okay. So the great devotees are those devotees who are always absorbed in the holy name of the Lord, who are always thinking, who are always immersed in the glorious pastimes of the Lord. These are people who are called great devotees. They do not have any material attachment. They have come here only for one single goal. They've come here only for delivering the fallen souls, or it is for the society at large that they would want to spread the holy name of the Lord. And it again continues saying that I engage in a transcendental loving service constantly. What is constantly? Regularly. It is not that morning you complete your 16 rounds and then you're done with it. Not really is that the way. Or can I just read one shloka and I'm done with the day? So morning, 4:30 to 7:30 is my time, and then I've forgotten about Krishna. It is constantly. And here Srila Prabhupada gives the example of the river waves, which are constantly flowing. You'll never see a river, stand still. Never ever. Yeah, it's only in the pond that the water is stand still, or in a small place where the water has accumulated, it stands still. But in a river, it is constantly flowing. So the transcendental devotees are completely situated in the uncontaminated state of life. And what is uncontaminated state of life? That the material tinge does not really affect it. Though they may be a part of the material world, they may be living like the other beings around, wearing pant shirt, doing their normal activities, doing their business, doing their profession. But just because they are constantly in the transcendental loving service of the Lord, they are uncontaminated. Yeah. And by the process of devotional service, anybody can cross the nascent ocean of material existence. What is material existence? In the material world, you have these four difficulties: Janma, Mrityu, Chara, and Vyadhi. Janma is all of us are born because we did want to be independent of Krishna. So, Janma is common for all the living entities. I'm saying for the material world, and it's not for the spiritual world. There's no birth and death in the spiritual world. So, Janma, and one who really takes Janma in the material world has to die. The body has to die. Maybe one may live for 5 years, one may live for 50 years, one may live for 100 years, or maybe a little longer than 100 years. But nevertheless, one has to leave the body. So, Mrityu is also there. Jara. Jara is stress, tension, whatever you call it as, and disease. Jara and Vyadhi. Vyadhi is actually the meaning where you say you have difficulties. Jara is disease state of mind. When the body is there, which is not temporary, not permanent, will always cause you some or the other disease coming in. With the seasonal changes, with the change of place, with the change of your habits, you will keep falling sick. So Jara is there, then Vyati. Now, troubles created by others, trouble created by nature, all these are very common. And these are material existence. So it is very easily possible to cross over this ocean of material existence by the process of devotional service. And this is, Srila Prabhupada says in the translation further that this is filled with waves like blazing, fire-like dangers. We've never seen, blazing and fire-like dangers in a river. River is generally, not in fire mode. But nevertheless, it is compared to that. It will be very easy. Srila Prabhupada is saying this in the translation, saying that it will be very easy for me as I'm becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastimes, which are eternally existent. So if somebody says that Srimad Bhagavatam was written ages back, it is age old, it is mythology, there's nothing called mythology. These are facts which happened. Dhruv Maharaj did come, he prayed, he saw the Lord eye to eye, and then he took instructions. Before that, he took instructions from his mother, then from Narad Muni, and then he saw the Lord eye to eye, and then he further relished that relationship or relished that association with the Lord. And he prays that I always be in the service of the Lord along with the devotees. Even if the Lord is not around, even if I'm with the devotees, it is as good as being with the Lord because the devotees of the Lord are constantly thinking of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here, most important part of this, shloka is that, Dhruv Maharaj is saying that he wanted the association of pure devotees. Transcendental devotional service cannot be complete. Either it is not complete or it is not even relishable without the association of the devotees. It's like you want to be in the river without water. It doesn't really give you sense. If you want to be in devotional service, you have to be along with the devotees. There is no exception that you can make to that. So, Sri Prabhupada further says that we established this society, International Society for Krishna Consciousness. This is the reason, so that devotees can come together under a roof and relish the association of the devotees while speaking about the pastime or glorifying the Lord, or while having association of the other devotees. And it says anyone who tries to be aloof from Krishna Consciousness Society and yet engage in Krishna Consciousness is living in great hallucination. Hallucination is basically building a castle in air. It can break anytime. If you think that you're too big, you can do everything. No, that's not possible. One has to. So this is what Srila Prabhupada is actually insisting on or highlighting in this point, saying that anybody who's wanting to stay aloof from devotees or anybody who wants to stay away from International Society for Krishna Consciousness, it is not possible. He's just, kicking in air. It is not going to give him any result. And at the end, kicking in air, he'll fall down. Here, Dhruv Maharaj's statement says that unless one is associating with the devotees, his devotional service does not mature. It's like a plant which is just planted, and if you don't give water, the plant may continue to stand for some time. It may stand for a little longer time. But then over a period of time, if you don't give water and manure, it will never mature. It will never give out fruits and flowers. That is how it becomes. That if the devotee does not get association of the devotional service or association of other devotees, it does not mature at all. It does not become distinct from the material activity. It is something that it just continues to be there. And only the association of pure devotees can the words of the Lord be fully potent and relishable to the heart. When there are so many other professional reciters of Srimad Bhagavatam, but only when you hear it from the devotees of the Lord, when they present it in the right perspective, it makes a difference to your eyes. And that is why Dhruv Maharaj wanted association of the devotees. The association of devotional activities are just like the waves of flowing river. And our ISKCON society, we have full engagement 24 hours. You can see the temple devotees, they're engaged 24 hours. For them, 24 hours is also less. They want more time to do the devotional service in a day. But the law of the nature says that the day ends in 24 hours. So every moment, they have some of the other seva. They have either deity seva, they have garland seva, they have reading seva, they have preaching seva, they have, other collection sevas, they have cooking seva, they have cleaning seva. Oh, Krishna. If you think of the list of sevas that our devotees have, it's just phenomenal. 24 hours, as I said, is not good enough for us to have to have the service. We can have even more time, then we can engage more in this services. So as we see, Dhruv Maharaj is also answering the very vague question of the Mayavadi philosophers, saying that you may be happy in the association of devotees, but what is your plan for crossing the ocean of material existence? But then Dhruv Maharaj answers this. It is not very difficult. He says that the ocean can be crossed very easily if one simply becomes mad to hear the glories of the Lord. Bhavad Guna Katha. For one who is persistently engaged in hearing the topics of the Lord, either from Srimad Bhagavatam or Srimad Bhagavad Gita or Chaitanya Charitamrita. And if somebody is addicted to this process, just as one becomes addicted to intoxicants, it is very easy to cross the signs of the material existence. So if devotees have to cross over the material existence, it is very important that here the pastimes of the Lord, they speak about the pastimes of the Lord. And even more easier is for devotees, because when they practice Krishna consciousness, if they preach, it is very easy for them to learn. Yeah. When you preach, you understand more. And for preaching, you need to put some efforts. When you put some efforts, you understand more. You preach more. When you preach more, again, you feel like, understanding more. And that's the whole cycle which just continues. Yeah. And it is said that one becomes very addicted to do so. Like people who take this intoxicants, they are so used to it. If it is 4 o'clock in the afternoon, they definitely want that cup of coffee. Yeah. I'm not against coffee, but I'm just saying that this is intoxication or it is addiction that happens. People take some substances which are not good, but then they get so addicted to it, saying that despite knowing that it is not good for their health, it is not good for their pockets, but still they continue to use that because they have got addicted to it. And the ocean of material existence is compared to a blazing fire. But for devotees, the blazing fire is insignificant because he's completely absorbed in the devotional service. A devotee appears to be full of pressure. It's pleasure, not pressure. Yeah. So devotee can easily pass through this material world. He has no problem. The purport of this statement by Dhruv Maharaj is that the devotional service is the association of devotees, is the cause of development of further devotional service. As we discussed earlier, the more you want to preach, the more you'll have to read. And when you read more, you'll have more understanding. And then you'll preach more. And when you preach more, you would have to read more. So it's a cycle which continues. Yeah. And this development can take a devotee or can elevate a devotee to the transcendental platform or transcendental planet called Golok Vrindavan. And there is only one devotional service that one could really look at. There's only one thing in the devotional service. It does not change. Yeah. Then again, Srila Prabhupada gives an example of a mango. So the association with devotees is very important. And associating with the Lord in Golok Vrindavan is also important. When you take association of devotees in the material world, like the sadhus, other elevated devotees, our Guru Maharaj, all the gurus that we have. So if you take the association of them, then you can actually take association of Krishna when you go back home, back to Godhead. So the example of mango is given. When the mango is not ripe, unripe mango, just the green color kind of a mango, and when it ripes over a period of time, during the process of its ripening, it stays mango. It doesn't change, but it has become more tasteful and relishable, because when you take the unripe mango, it's going to be bitter at times. It's going to be khatta. But when you take the ripe mango, then that's going to taste differently. That's going to give you a sweet taste. So it is just the time it takes for the mango to ripe. In devotional service also, if it is performed according to the directions of the spiritual masters and the injunctions and regulative principles, these are very important things. One is spiritual master. Second is as per the injunctions of the Shastras and regulative principles. One cannot be whimsical saying that, no, I will still drink, intoxicants, and, I will follow a spiritual master and I will follow the Shastras as per the injunctions. No, it is not possible. One needs to follow the regulative principles, which is the basics for Krishna consciousness. And then injunctions are always there. And then the spiritual master gives the instructions to an individual. Sometimes we feel my Guru Maharaj has not given me any direct instructions, but these instructions are indirectly coming to you. The instructions are given in the Shastras, and these are instructions of the spiritual master also. He is not different from the Shastras. He doesn't give you any instructions different from the Shastras. Yeah. Then devotional service. If you do the devotional service or render the devotional service directly in the association of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, both are actually the same. There's no difference in serving or doing the seva in the material world as per the instructions of the spiritual master, as per the injunctions, and following the regulative principles, and doing the devotional service in Golok Vrindavan directly to the Lord. There's absolutely no difference. Both have the same qualities. The difference is only that at one stage it is unripe mango, and at the other stage it is the ripened mango. And finally, the statement in the shloka, in the purport, Srila Prabhupada says, it is possible to mature in devotional service only in the association of devotees. So, as I said in the beginning, if somebody says that I will sit at home and chant 24 hours or read Srimad Bhagavatam 24 hours or do deity worship for 24 hours. No, that's not recommended by Srila Prabhupada. It is recommended that we stay in the association of the devotees. And when we are in the association of devotees, it is very important to do Krishna Katha or speak about the holy name of the Lord, pastimes of the Lord. Then also learn from senior qualified Vaishnavas as to how to perform devotional service, which is very, very important. So we should very, very tactfully learn this, saying that how do I get association of Guru, Sadhu, and Shastra? Guru may not be accessible all the time. Sadhus may not be accessible all the times. But Shastras are always available. Shastras are given by Krishna to us. Krishna has given us the Shastras so easily, and our acharyas have translated. Some of us would not have been able to understand well. We can't even pronounce the Sanskrit shlokas so nicely. How would we really understand the meaning of the internal meaning of the Sanskrit? So our acharyas and Srila Prabhupada made it so simple for us. They translated the shlokas, they gave a beautiful purport, they gave the translation and the beautiful purport. So the Manda Buddhis like us, Manda Buddhis said in the material world, all of us are Manda Buddhis. None of us are, intelligent. Though we may think or we may call ourselves intelligent, but we are not intelligent. So unintelligent people like us can, really get the association of the Shastras. We can get the meaning of the Shastras, the in-depth meaning of the Shastras, which is very, very important. So that is why this was translated by our acharyas, and such a nice commentaries that they've given. The purports are so simple. Even if you take any purport of Srimad Bhagavatam, it is said it's not easy to understand Srimad Bhagavatam if you just read the shlokas. But if you take the purport, if you take the translation of Srila Prabhupada, the Bhaktivedanta translation and purport, it's so easy for one to understand. It's given in a very simple language. Srila Prabhupada gave it in such a simple language. So even reading of Srimad Bhagavatam is like associating. Yeah. Even reading of Srimad Bhagavatam is like associating with devotees because it contains the instructions that Krishna is giving, or it contains the pastimes of Krishna. So it is as every moment you are, when you are, so all of us have this practice when we have dramas in the temple. Like today, we're going to have some nice dramas in the evening. And when we are in the drama, we actually start identifying ourselves with that particular character. Somebody is playing the role of an Arjuna, or somebody is playing the role of Bhishma Pitama, somebody is playing the role of Narada, somebody is playing the role of Nityananda Prabhu. Yeah, many times we feel that we also stumble upon such things. Particularly, the role of Nityananda Prabhu. Nityananda Prabhu founded, like if you take the story of Jagai Madai, there are many Jagai Madais, even our devotees, when they go out for book distribution, they're chased away saying that, no, don't distribute books here. This is the book distribution marathon. And we don't find it easy for us to distribute the books when we go out and reach out to people and tell them to, look at the book or, take the book from us. No, they don't do it. So it is not as easy as you think. People chase them out. People tell them, no, no, you cannot distribute books here. I remember a couple of years back, we were distributing books at a particular shopping complex, and we had a particular place where we would park our van and open the boot of the van, the dicky of the van, and then display the books and play the Hare Krishna Mahamantra on that small mic system that we had. And many people would come, have a look at it, and then, also buy books many times. But then on a particular day, there was one person, who was so against it. He didn't want us, not want our vehicle to be parked there. And he went all the way to the police, and then he complained to them saying that they cannot, why are they doing this? So it's not easy. It's not going to be easy for us to, reach out to people. But then we have to put that little extra effort to give the association to the people who are materialistic, or to those who do not know what is Krishna consciousness. It's actually hard. It's just that little cleansing needs to be done. Like the dust on the mirror needs to be cleansed. Then you can see your face very clearly. So these people who are so-called non-devotees, they're also part and parcel of Krishna. It's just that they've forgotten that true identity. So you have to just take a cloth, clean the mirror, and once you clean the mirror, then they will be able to see their face very nicely, and they will also become Krishna conscious. So here in this particular shloka, Srila Prabhupada is trying to drive home that point, and that we have to, one is take association of devotees, great devotees, who are engaged in devotional service to the Lord. And at the same time, the process of devotional service, one will be able to cross the ocean of material existence, or the nascent. And if I do that, at the end it says, it will be very easy for me, for I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities, pastime, which is eternally existence. And this is possible only when we take the association of the devotees, when we follow the Shastras. And as I said, take, association of devotees is also reading Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitamrita, because it is spoken by the acharyas and it gives the details of the devotees. So I was telling you the pastimes of Nityananda Prabhu. So we actually associate ourselves and start thinking about ourselves being there and the difficulties that devotees find. So we start identifying with the Lord, with the seva of the Lord. So that's very, very important. So one needs to read Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita very regularly and associate with devotees, which can help in growing their spiritual life. So this is it that from this particular shloka, text number 11, fourth canto, ninth chapter. Bhakti muhu pravartanam tvai ma prasango uyad ananta mahatam amalayasyanam. Yene chuso labda prana mururvasani bhavapti bhavaptim. Nasye bhavad guna kathamrita vanamatta. So very important sloka. I just want to read the translation once again. Dhruv Maharaj continues, O unlimited Lord, kindly bless me so that I may associate with great devotees who engage in your transcendental service constantly as the waves of the river constantly flow. Such transcendental devotees are completely situated in an uncontaminated state of life. By the process of devotional service, I should surely be able to cross the assigned ocean of material existence, which is filled with the waves of blazing fire-like dangers. It will be very easy for me, for I am becoming mad to hear about your transcendental qualities and pastimes, which are eternally existent. So we will close the session here today. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to take the questions. Or if there are no questions, if you have any comments, please go ahead and make the comments. Be happy to accept them. Thank you very much for your patient hearing, and I thank the temple management in giving me opportunity to speak on the subject of Dhruv Maharaj on Srimad Bhagavatam. Thank the temple management and thank all of you for being a part of this class in the morning. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Granth Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Shri Prabhupada ki jai. Jai Gaur Premanande, Hari Hari Bol.